Welcome to TJ Walker Interactive, today's top speaking related stories for October 7th, 2010. And once again, we have another defection from the ranks of the ink-stained wretch onto the online news platform. 2 weeks ago, it was Howard Fineman moving from Newsweek to Huffington Post. Just a few days ago, the renowned columnist from the Washington Post, Howard Kurtz, moving and going to the Daily Beast. And then today, Richard Johnson, the editor of Page Six, known as the sort of Bible of all things gossip in the New York Post, leaving the New York Post, a place where he's been for 25 years and made quite a name for himself, moving to the online platform at News Corp. He'll be handling a new project under the sort of auspices of Rupert Murdoch, really trying to get more digital content into the News Corp family. So that's another step in the direction of online news. You're watching us online, and it's just another example of reporters finding more of a voice, more of a platform online. We're probably going to be seeing a lot more of this. You know, if people are leaving the Washington Post and the New York Post, two places where you really sort of think of the Washington Post, one of the people you think about is Howard Kurtz. Certainly when you think of the New York Post, you think of Richard Johnson. So for both of them to leave those platforms and go into the online news category and with these different ventures, certainly something to keep an eye on. Another thing to keep an eye on is the internet and your baby's pictures. A new study released today said that 92% of two-year-olds now have an online footprint somewhere on the internet. So that means that their mothers or fathers, grandparents, family members are putting pictures of them online. Now, this is an interesting development and one that probably won't have much of a bearing on them now because, well, they're 2 years old. But think about it. 15, 20 years from now, the online presence that you make for your 2-year-old now will not be going away. It's a situation where, let's say they're applying for college, let's say that, you know, they're going for a job interview. All these supposedly innocent pictures that people put up are going to be there forever. And in this changing atmosphere of everything being online, not much being, you know, left to the imagination of people, everything being online, for a 2-year-old to have their pictures online, we'll have to see if that's going overboard or not. If you think that that's going overboard, leave your comment here. If you're watching live online, we'd love to hear your comments, but if you're watching this in another form, feel free to leave a post there and we'll get back to you or maybe address your comments or questions at a later date. And then finally today, more changes coming for MSNBC. They just came out with a new slogan for their TV network, Lean Forward. Well, that's differentiating them from a lot of the other news networks that are going on right now, certainly a jab at Fox News and their conservative leanings. They're trying to position themselves as the authority, the unbiased authority. Well, you know, when you have someone like Keith Olbermann on every night, when you have someone like Rachel Maddow on every night, you are leaning a little bit to the left. And to differentiate the website from the TV network, MSNBC.com, which is right now the #3 most trafficked news network on the internet, is thinking about changing their branding, thinking about changing their name from MSNBC.com to something else. Now, a lot of experts out there are thinking that this might not be the best way of going about it. They have such brand name recognition with MSNBC. So many people go to that website. It may be a little bit dangerous to, well, change their name from MSNBC.com to something else. Right now in the running, something very obvious, NBCnews.com. Just trying to position itself a little bit further away from the network, which is leaning a little bit to the left. So they want to have that differentiation between the TV network and what's going on online and sort of just having those two be separate but equal, if you will. For all your information related to communications and speaking related things, please come back here to TJWalkerInteractive.com.